Welcome everyone. As you can see, it's Anna filling in for Curry tonight. Curry is on the phone, I believe. And if you've ever been to a policy committee meeting with me and Megan and Mel and Abby, then you know you're in for some fun. Those were school board jokes there. So anyways, in all seriousness, welcome to the August 19th, 2024 regular business board meeting of the Lower Merion Board of School Directors. This meeting is also available via Zoom webinar, live stream, and is being video recorded with sound for public broadcast. All participants joining via the webinar will need to use the chat feature, which will be enabled during audience recognition. If you are attending this meeting in person, you should be aware that other attendees may be recording this meeting as permitted by the Sunshine Act, which means that any remarks you make, even those made at your seat, may be recorded by other members of the public during the meeting. The board believes it is in the best interest and the best interest of the students of the district to hear comments from district residents. An opportunity will be given later in the meeting for public comment, both in person and through the chat feature, which will be read by Solicitor Roos. The board strives to be respectful to all individuals making public comment and does not wish to limit any taxpayer or resident's right to free expression while making their public comment during the public comment period. However, attendees need to be aware that intentionally disrupting a school board meeting is considered a criminal offense in Pennsylvania. I'm now going to turn over the meeting to Ms. Schaefer.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Exciting to be here tonight on the verge of another new school year. And I wanted to start by extending my gratitude to the school board, our dedicated educators, administrators here in the room and across the district, as well as our support staff and certainly our engaged families and community. Your commitment to our students is certainly the foundation to our district's continued success. And I really feel a spirit of goodwill in the air tonight, and I'm excited about starting the year off in a really positive way. More to come on that. I don't want to, kill the lead here, but I wanted to just give a few updates of what we've been doing this summer to get ready to receive our students in just a few weeks. Last week, we convened our leadership team, and it's a really nice moment for us annually to get together, to calibrate, to talk about what's new, what's coming up. We certainly have changes taking place this year that we're excited about, and we're also looking forward to an opportunity to really once we open the doors to settle in and really gain some traction on the really wonderful programs that we have here for our students and families. We certainly will remain focused on providing every student with a high quality education in a safe, inclusive, and nurturing environment. And while we continue to prioritize academic rigor, social emotional learning, belonging, and community engagement, we're also, as I mentioned, introducing some important changes that I think underscore our commitment to student well-being. First, we're launching our full-day kindergarten program for all students, and hopefully that's not news to anyone here or out in the viewing audience. We have about 25 kindergarten teachers who are excited to begin the year with our youngest learners. So that is well on its way and ready to go for September. Another key change this year, as I think everyone knows, no secret, our change in school start times, which was, again, a decision that was grounded in the well-being of students. Research around the importance of sleep, the science of sleep, moved this board and this district to take what I would argue is a pretty dramatic step in adjusting start times for our students, for our families, for our staff. And with that, while we've done a lot of communication, I believe that there will be some people that wake up in September and this will be the first time they realize that it's changed. And a lot of that will be our community members that don't have students in our schools. So I ask everyone to spread the word of exercising some patience during this time. Traffic patterns will certainly be changing. We're working closely with our transportation team to make sure our parents and guardians are aware of that, but certainly we're asking caution be exercised in connection with this change that we are all looking forward to settling into. And another which is, I wouldn't describe as a change, but just a restatement, our commitment to an off and away policy for cell phones. I know that that's had a lot of attention in the news, both at the state level, but also the research, the federal stance on the harms of cell phone usage and social media on our students and probably all of us. So we are going to continue to reinforce that message, and potentially more to come on that as developments occur at the state and local level. And you know, obviously this being an election year, we know that can create certainly a more division than maybe unity. And our focus and something we've talked about as a leadership team, as a staff, is how important it is that we make sure that we maintain classroom environments that feel safe for all students. And while there certainly will be pressures for us to make comments and be engaged politically as a school district, our first and foremost, you know, we are going to stay true to the core of our mission and focus on what we do best, which is teaching and learning in school classrooms, and hopefully our messages that you hear from us will be aligned to that spirit. And then finally, as I said, I look forward to the possibilities that this school year holds, and I look forward to tonight's announcement, because I think it's back to the idea of student wellness, community wellness. Voices were heard, and it's important that we take the step that we're about to take this evening to hopefully mend some of the maybe frustrations that have existed, so that we can move forward in a more collaborative fashion as a community united for kids. So with that, I thank you for your time this evening, and I'll turn it back to you, Ms. Schreck.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We will now go through our committee meeting reports, and our report that we will be hearing tonight is from the May 16th Facility and Purchasing Report. Jason, are you?
Sure. August 15th.
August 16th, Denise.
Sorry.
I'm just joking.
I'm so sorry, that's my fault.
Okay, August 15th. I'm just teasing you, Denise.
So on August 15th, we had our Facilities and Purchasing Committee meeting. Among the traditional list of bills and purchasing reports, some of the highlighted items that we discussed were the Lower Merion Aquatics Club, Rothman Orthopedics, Stop Finder and Wayfinder, which provides geo alerts for our buses, something that we're looking towards for the future. Alertus Security Systems, which increases our emergency notification system among the schools. And then also Chester Valley it is Chester Valley, so I have the right name, engineers, and what they're going to be looking at is the field between Kinwood Elementary School and Bala-Kinwood Middle School, because there's some flooding and some other issues with that, so for them to evaluate that area to make it more useful for our students. So that's what we accomplished, among other things, during that meeting.
Great. Any questions from the board? No? Okay. So moving to our agenda items, we are the administration. You're the administration.
That's right.
So you're going to talk now, and I'm going to turn this off.
The administration recommends that the Board of School Directors agrees to the additional motion in Educational Services to approve contracts reviewed at the Facilities and Purchasing Committee meeting. This is an edit to the originally posted agenda. That's why we need to do that.
They were posted before the 24-hour time frame, so we have to do a separate motion to add them in.
Got it. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Abstentions, because Shayna isn't here. Thank you. Motion passes. So at this time, we will hear public comment. If you would like to speak at tonight's meeting and have not signed up with Ms. LaPera, please do so now. For those of you joining us via the webinar, the chat feature will now be open and you will see a 10-minute timer appear on your screen. You can submit your comments or your questions via the chat feature, and please be sure to begin with your full name and where you reside within the district in order of your comment to be shared. I see Holly approaching with her new haircut. It looks very nice.
Good evening, I'm Holly Manzoni of Wynwood, and I have never been prouder to be in the Lower Merion School District. I thank you all so much. When I voted for you here with the hope that you would be representing us, you've done that. Well, I'm assuming you're going to do that in a short time. But it's beyond just listening to the people, which is what we tried so hard for a couple years. We protested and we came here and dominated your meetings because we wanted to be heard, and you've heard us. And that's really more than Oakwell. That's a fact that we've got a wonderful school board that is truly engaged with the people and the administration as well. I wish Dr. Yanni were here, but Ms. Schaefer has also done a great job for all of us. So I thank you all very, very much. I think the real winners here are the kids, because their needs are being met. I know that it's been a challenge. It's been a little tricky to find ways to get the fields for them, but you're giving them a future of cleaner air and a better environment, and we will all benefit from that. And I also want to give a shout out to all the volunteers in this community who work so hard to make tonight happen, that Oakwell will be saved. And it reminds me of my favorite quote by Margaret Mead, and that is, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed individuals can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has." Thank you very much.
Ruth Jenkins, then Ben Meyer, and then Oliver Bass.
Ruth Jenkins, Wynwood. I just want to reinforce what Holly said. It is a joy to know that that land is safe and that you're not cutting down 100-year-old trees so somebody can kick a ball around. And this is something forever. My topic tonight is the time change. And with the time change is going to come a tremendous amount of traffic. And Mr. Lill and I have also talked a little bit about that, the traffic study that's being done now is dealing with PennDOT, but this school is in our neighborhood, and the traffic in our neighborhood is very difficult to deal with, and with the time change, it's going to be during the rush hour. So some of my recommendations would be, number one is to continue to make sure that this building is secure, so the students are not going out after 2 hours to move their cars around and possibly get hit by a car or fall or be in danger. And I know that Dr. Johnson has done a really good job in keeping the school safe and the students inside. Parking on Owen, and I've also dealt with my commissioner with this, so this is parking on Owen has to be removed so the buses can come out and the parents can come and the students can come out and people can come in. Right now, it is a logjam. No left on Worcester. So Worcester Road, where they're coming out and trying to make a left against the traffic. PennDOT took away the left turn signal on Gypsy Lane once the bridge was open, and now the traffic is going to be all the way down and has been all the way down. Also, PennDOT, my concern with PennDOT is that the lights, that the left turn lights when you're coming out of Owen are delayed so that people can cross without the left turn. So the kids are crossing the street, but the light is green out of Owen, so they can still make a left turn. And we've had some very close near misses as far as that's concerned. I hope that, I think that if this time change doesn't work out, that maybe we can change it back. The reason students are not getting enough sleep is not also because of their circadian rhythm, but also because they're on their equipment all the time. I have no time remaining. Thank you.
Ben Meyer, and then Oliver Bass.
Good evening. Clearly, I'm a little late, but although I've been writing you folks letters, but I will say this for the kids' rights, basically. I would urge you to reverse course on selling Oakwell, because as you know, they have 1.5 fields at BRMS and 3 or 4 fields at all the other middle schools, Welsh Valley and Valley Kinwood. It's really not your job to minimize what the kids' needs are for running around. It's not equal plus the busing and the baseball and the softball. Dr. Saunter made a very positive impression upon me when she visited the Penguin Civic. I'm not speaking for them tonight, but she made a positive impression on me then, last year, when she talked about this. But I think many who value athletics at middle school will be looking to see if your board's actions follow her good intentions she spoke of last year, when she said she supported Title IX. And as explained to me by a former board member of your board, Title IX is not only the number of sports being offered and equal, but within the school district at the different middle schools, but the commute times to practice as well. Long term, I don't think busing 1,045 kids at BRMS to faraway fields will stand against a court challenge. You have the means to negotiate for 2 or 3 more fields now, and if not Oakwell, what will you do to mitigate the potential harm to the hundreds of kids who do sports or athletics that will have less time for homework, less time for dinner, and less time for sleep at that facility? I've been fighting this for a while. We helped a little bit with the new middle school, but we assumed that they would have equal sports when we were fighting for it about 6 years ago, when none of the neighbors stood up and objected to Oakwell. It's only been since then. I thank you and very much for your service.
Good evening, Oliver Bass from Natural Lands, and which is owner of Stoneleigh at 1835 County Line Road. I don't want to jump ahead in the agenda to the thing that's coming up, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to express our gratitude at Natural Lands and on behalf of the staff at Stoneleigh, the volunteers, and the more than 45,000 people who come and enjoy and learn from its beauty, or inspired by its beauty, learn about ecologically sustainable gardening. Thank you. There are a lot of demands that every school board faces. And I just want to say that we have found you as this group and Superintendent Schaefer, Superintendent Yanni, to be tremendous partners. And we're grateful for that. And I look forward to this is the beginning of a process, right? And there's conversations that need to take place with the township, et cetera. But we are very, very excited about what this will mean for the community, and the opportunity to provide education to the students of this district on the environment and on ways that people can, through their actions, help address the issues of climate change and those challenges, et cetera. So I don't personally think of this as the end of a partnership. I think it's one that's going to be going on for quite a long time, and we're very excited about that for the benefit of everyone in this community. So thank you.
That's it for the in-person comments.
Mr. Roos, can you please read any public comments that were submitted via the chat feature?
Yes, I can. There was only one. Cynthia Jacobstein, Narberth. There have been incidents of cyberbullying affecting local districts, hurting both teachers and students. This has occurred in Lower Merion School District in the past 6 months. Could you comment on any plans in place to spread education/expectations of students, teachers, and administration? That concludes the chat.
Thank you, Mr. Roos. At this time, we will move forward with approving tonight's agenda. The following, when we get to public input. Yeah. The following item has been removed for a separate vote. Mr. Orlando, can you please read the item?
Yes. The Board of School Directors authorizes the sale of 1835 County Line Road and 1800 West Montgomery Avenue, Lower Merion Township, Montgomery County, PA, to National Lands Trust, Inc., and an additional nonprofit entity to be identified later for total purchase prices not to exceed $12,915,000. The agreement may include contingencies for deferred closing based upon buyer funding sources, land development approval, and budgetary considerations.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Before I go on to the consent agenda, I wanted to take just a moment to speak on this, what we just approved, and also to acknowledge, Mr. Meyer, your concerns. David Fetterman, when he stood in on the board last year, when Sean Mooring stepped off the board, he did something pretty profound, I thought, when he referenced the work that has been done by multiple people along the way to get to the point that we are able to accomplish something as a community. And so I did just want to take a moment to thank Dr. Mameen, Dr. Yanni, David Fetterman, Lucy Klein, Suba Robinson, Peter Lee, Sean Mooring, Shayna Kalish, and our current board now, because all of us have worked collectively with the community, with students, to accomplish something pretty great. It's not perfect because it's not a binary. It's not Oakwell or students in fields. It's coming up with a collective approach, a system-wide approach that supports our desires of our community. And while we haven't, we have much more work to do, I think that this can really be an example for all of us of how we can work together and is a starting place to meet the needs of our community. And so I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge everyone's efforts, and I would be remiss without mentioning Ms. Schaefer's efforts throughout that time, and the rest of the administration and the leaders across the district that have worked really hard on making a lot of moves within our district to be able to get to this point. So thank you for humoring me with sharing what I learned and saw Mr. Fetterman do last year, but I think we're headed into a pretty remarkable point in the school district, given what we've accomplished with Oakwell, with full-day kindergarten, and with start times, and look forward to the year to come. We still have more work to do in the rest of tonight's meeting. With our consent agenda, we are going to pull one item from the consent agenda in reference to Sage Wellness. There will be no action on that agenda item tonight, but the rest of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
A second? Anyone?
Second.
Thanks, Curry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Roos, can you please give a report on the Sunshine Act?
Yes. Board met in executive session tonight, August 19th, 2024, regarding real estate matters, obviously, sale of Oakwell, pending litigation matter, special education matter, and currently pending in federal court with respect to some labor relations matters and personnel matters, and I believe that's it. There's only the one exec session, right? That's all.
Ken, I did notice in 14A for the representatives for PBSA, we had Curry and Sarah listed, but the board also wanted Kimberly to be listed. Do we need to do an additional vote for that recommendation?
You do not, no.
Okay.
They can simply be identified.
Okay. So Kimberly, more work for you on Saturday, the PBSA, PSBA.
That is correct.
Okay, very well. Okay, well, thank you very much for your report, Mr. Roos. Our upcoming board and committee meetings will be held in the boardroom unless otherwise noted. September 16th, our regular business board meeting at 7 p.m. and committee meetings will be held in the boardroom and are also available via Zoom and live stream unless otherwise noted. September 6th policy will be held at 9 a.m. Note the time change. And September 12th facility and purchasing will be held at 12 p.m. via Zoom. There being no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.